Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we continue our series on the Goetia with the 27th spirit of the Goetia. All right. Now, before we get started, and I do have notes for the spirit, and I'm going to try and make sure I don't look down or look, I'm going to try and focus. All right. But before we get started, I would like to remind everybody we do have an online school with online video courses. If you're interested in learning about dragon magic, meditation, or the like, you can find it at workingdragonmystic.com. Of course, if you'd like to support the YouTube channel here, we do have YouTube channel memberships as well as a Patreon where you can, for small monthly fee, help to support the channel and the work we do. It's not required, but you are allowed. We do appreciate any support we get. We're hoping to get it to where we don't need YouTube ad revenue no more, and we be able to free us up to discuss more topics more freely here on the channel. So yeah, consider showing your support there. Also at workingdragonmystic.com, another great way to support us is go buy a coffee cup, buy some merch, buy some stickers. Great way to help support the channel and the work that we do. All right. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy occult content and discussions and live streams, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell notification anytime. So you're notified anytime we release a new video or go live. We do live streams every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a lot of fun. I go live, we answer questions. I talk about some of the things I've been doing, my research, those kinds of things. Answer questions from viewers. It's a lot of fun. And you can stay up to date with all the new happenings here at Working Dragon Mystic. You can also find the replays of the live streams in the video section. I think they added a tab now. I think there's a tab that says live. So all the live stream replays are on their own tab now. All right, with the business out of the way, let's get into the fun, shall we? All right. So today we're going to be discussing the 27th spirit of the Goetia, Renova, or Renove, or Renove. It's been pronounced in pretty much all these different ways to me. I tend to use Renove. I'll be honest. I don't know why. That's just how I do it. The E drops off. I don't know where I picked that up. Now, I honestly have to say, when we get to the traditional description of an entity in the Goetia, Renove feels like the laziest description ever, period. Seriously. In the Goetia, Renove's description is, appears as a monster. That's it. That's the description. I seriously, in my personal notes, have, in quotations, perhaps laziest description yet. And it does. That just feels so. What's a monster? Really, seriously, think about it. Because, like, if you're someplace and you have no idea what an alligator or crocodile is, and you jump down to Florida, which is the monster, Florida man, or is it the alligator? Maybe it's a shark. I don't know. To a lot of people, they may say Florida man. Hey, Florida man, we love you. You're part of the South, so we love you. You're crazy crap, but we love you. All right. Anybody don't know what Florida man jokes are, look them up. All right. That is literally all it says. Literally. So when I initially started working with this entity, I had no idea what to expect. And I've talked with a lot of colleagues. A lot of people actually describe this entity as having no form. And perhaps it's that lack of knowledge and that lack of form can almost be terrifying to a lot of people. Never bothered me. But perhaps that's why they used the lazy description they used. I don't know. For me, I've never, I have seen it take a formlessness, almost like a cloud or a foggy or a shadow kind of three-dimensional thing. But more often than not, Renova just appears humanoid to me. Very plain, very just boring, really, kind of best way to describe it. But wonderful entity to work with. I've always enjoyed working with them and having conversations with them when I did discuss it. Now, on to the correspondences. In the correspondences, under rank, the most common rank assigned to Renova or Renove is Marquise. Somehow, I think I have shifted from Renove to Renova. How did I do? Oh, God, somebody got in my head. All right. Rank is marquise. Sorry about the rant. The most common metal associated with this particular entity would be silver. Okay. The planet most commonly associated with them is the moon. The color most associated with them is violet. Element would be air. Okay. And again, if you're wanting to use candles or anything in your workings and you're wondering what color, look at the color association, violet. So anything in that violet spectrum would be just fine. Same thing with elements. You could also use the elemental color if you'd rather. Some people have a hard time finding violet candles. Yellow candle would be relatively easy. So, just play with it. There is no hard rule there. All right. So before we get into the where this entity can help us with, what do you say we go ahead and get the sigil up on the screen and get that out of the way? Here we go. There it is. That is the sigil for the 27th. Spirit of the Goetia Ronove. All right. Now, what areas, if you were wanting to work this spirit, are commonly known to be areas that this spirit is good at helping in? Again, never put limitations on entities. I find that's a little short-sighted of us, but it is good to know areas that the entity has proven to be useful. Okay. So that's all these bullet points are. These aren't the only things the entity can do. These are proven areas that other magicians and myself have documented as this entity being very helpful in. All right, now first off, we always like to read off what the Goetia says originally. So the original purpose is to impart knowledge of tongues and favors of friends and foes. Okay, cool. I once had someone says, I don't need any more enemies. No, please, no foes. That's not what it means. But it was a pretty funny take on it. Because I agree. I don't need enemies. Don't give me those. All right, here we go. So now the bullet points that we've come to as the most common and reliable things that this entity has excelled at with and helping other people. Increase your personal charisma. Oh yeah. A lot of people need this one. A lot of people. I know a lot of people who need to work on their people skills. They need to work on that charisma. Now, charisma, let's be honest here. Charisma is about personality. It's about how you put yourself forward. It's about how you carry yourself. There's a lot of things in how you word it, how you use humor, how you use seriousness. All these things can be used. And there's no one true way to have true good charisma. It really differs from person to person. Like, I know some people, if they were to try and replicate my personality, which a lot of people say, hey, he's a very charismatic guy, I don't see it. But I also understand people love to be around me and talk to me. So I can't argue it, unfortunately. I can't run some of them off. But when they try to replicate my personality, they can't utilize it in a charismatic way as I do. And they end up they end up running the people off. So charisma is different for everybody. I can be harsh, I can be blunt, but somehow, some way in my southern charm, maybe, I come across as very charismatic to most people. Some people don't like me, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. But charisma can be also how we dress, how we, what do we wear? Not necessarily looks. I mean, I know we have stereotypes of supermodel or Hollywood good looks, but that's not really charisma. Can your appearance help? Yes. But honestly, we can take me as I am, and a lot of people will see me like, dang, Drake, you dress good. Great. I'm dressing for me and what I like and what I feel good in. But now if you were to take me and throw me into a full outfit of Tennessee orange, by the way, I do not like me in orange, just so you know, you will never see me in it. And sent me into town. I ain't gonna like it. I ain't gonna be happy. It won't work. It won't work. My charisma is going to plummet just because I'm not comfortable. I'm not happy. It's going to, but you didn't change me. So there are aspects of clothing and how we carry ourselves that really do matter in those. And this entity can help you with your personal charisma, develop your style, develop your personality traits, your confidence, all those things you need for the charisma that is you, not an artificial charisma, the charisma that is you. Okay. Next up, we is help to use charm to your benefit. Now, this one is about that sweet talking, honeyed words, charmy stuff. It is all about using charm and the like to get what you need, to sweet talk the interviewer so they hire you because man, that was just such a charming young man, or that lady was so charming. We should, charm. It goes a long way. It can definitely get your foot in the door. And yeah, this entity can definitely help improve your successful charming abilities. All right, next we have teach you to hide deceptions behind charm and appear truthful. Oh, here we go again. We're utilizing charisma and charm to hide or subterfuge and misdirect why we're doing something a little underhanded or deceptive. Um, I won't lie. I've used this largely during April Fool's Day or trying to have birthday surprises or Christmas surprises from people I know. That is really the place I use this. When it comes to just general poker face, I'm really good at that. So, but what I'm not good at is hiding something that's going to surprise someone and make them super happy. I love to make my friends happy, so I'm not good at that. So I have leaned on Renault for that particular thing to kind of subterfuge and hide behind, charm and other goofy stories and whatnot, and misdirect them off of trying to fish out what we're doing for birthdays or Christmas. You do what you do. All right, next, help make a competitor or superior view you as trustworthy. This one's helpful. This one is. I mean, if you can get a competitor view you as trustworthy, and you two can exchange things, and they're telling you inside secrets or their tactics for advertising or what they're doing with their particular thing, um, it can be helpful. Truth told. Interestingly enough, I've used this in a few things to get competitors to view me as trustworthy, not to get inside secrets, just to have a pleasant conversation when I had to meet with them. Which, if that trustworthiness can be turned into respect, I find that to be very useful. That's where I use it. I use that trustworthiness to help build respect between me and competitors. Never really used it on a superior. But I do know at least one mage who has actually used this in competitions. Well, let's barbecue competitions to get the person trustworthy enough to actually spill the beans on what was in their barbecue rub, in which they then use that information to counteract and beat them at the next competition. Low blow, little cold, but I understand at the same time. Yeah. It's not something I would personally do, but I'm not judging either because competition gets heated in those barbecuing competitions. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right. Which brings us to the Y'all actually love to hear these. And I actually got some good comments on previous videos and on the uns and some of the ones I struggled with. Thank y'all for not being too harsh with me. All right. This particular not too bad. Not too bad. And not too bad. So here we go. I'll make sure it's up here on the screen somewhere as well. Kamen Vafa Renove. 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 Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, right? Nice and smooth. That one's easier for me. Thanks. I think the last two were pretty rough, so it's nice to get an easy one for a change. And we like to close with my experience. Like I said, this particular entity, yeah, I've worked with them more to understand myself and my charisma personally, what I can do to improve my people skills from time to time. Because in certain circles, I've developed people skills to handle those circles really well. Occasionally, I do find myself thrown into a circle or an environment where my people skills are, uh, they're they're a little rough. They just need a little fine tuning. And anytime I want to fine tune those, I will reach out. Um, and I have to say, over the years, it's really gone well. At this point in time, I don't know if there's an environment I can be thrown in where I'm not comfortable with my people skills. That would be an interesting one. The only uncomfortable scenario I currently deal with is linguistic barriers. And that's not about my charisma, that's just my lack of being able to speak languages. Um, and I have tried to learn language, and I'm still working on learning languages. And um, the problem there is more time than anything. I really just need more time to do it. So, and well, picking one. So there's also that. But yeah, I got to say it's been really, really helpful. And as I did mention, I have utilized this with competitors in order to have a trustful conversation where we could build respect between each other and develop a competitive friendship as opposed to just two competitors going at each other, that kind of thing. Um, and well, okay, well, we also said I used the deception aspect to hide birthday presents and Christmas stuff. So, but that's out of love, right? That is out of love, I think. So that's really the main reasons that I have worked with this entity. Um, what can I say? I am who I am, right? All right. If you are interested in building up your personal charisma, truly understanding yourself, your self confidence, and everything, I would highly, highly, highly recommend working with Renova. Um, in fact, I think honestly, his ability to build your personal charisma truly, not as an illusion, is perhaps his best use and what he can teach you that is going to be the most valuable all around. I really, really do. So definitely reach out and say hi to Renove. Tell him Drake sent you. All right. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy this content, be sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications with that bell icon. Because we got to turn those on now. YouTube, if you would think we subscribe, YouTube would let us know when somebody releases a video, but they don't. So turn them on so you're notified anytime we release a new video or go live. And until next time, everyone, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Take care. Bye bye.